Welcome back and happy Saturday, South Florida, the Connect Show, South Florida. And of course, we want to give a round of applause to our special guest celebrity host, Miss Christy, all the way from Canada. Hey, Chris.
Hey, hey.
So, ladies, are we ready for our next guest? I think you'll be excited about this one. We're talking about Feng Shui, darling. And Miss Sharon Radigan is here to talk about how to balance the energy in the spaces we live in. So, introducing Miss Sharon Radigan. Hello, Sharon.
Hi, ladies. How are you today?
Hello. For those who may not know, please share a brief breakdown of what Feng Shui actually is.
Sure. So it's the Chinese art of placement. It's understanding that how we set up the spaces that we inhabit will either support and enhance our lives or can kind of distract and diminish. That's the short answer.
Ooh, we love that. I'm sitting here judging the heck out of my office right now. So there is that. So I want to get in a little bit deeper, and I'm sure everyone else does too. How do we go about finding out where energy lives in the space and the significance of it? Where do we start?
Yeah, so I practice form school Feng Shui, and we use a map. The map, I apply it to the floor plan of whatever place I am doing a consultation on, and then I'm able to see where the energies are, right? So those energies that I'm looking at are career, knowledge and self-cultivation, health and family, wealth and prosperity, fame and reputation, love and marriage, creativity and children, helpful people and travel, and then in the center is the core. So if I'm there and somebody's experiencing a financial issue, then I will go to that wealth and prosperity area of the home and I want to see what the condition of that is. Is there clutter? Is it a dirty room? Is it a garage?
Love that. I love that.
I do too. And I know some people might ask this question, Sharon, and I'm hoping you can answer it. A self-reflection when it comes to balancing energy, is that important, or why is that important?
Oh, it's so important, and especially right now. So if we tie that to the knowledge and self-cultivation area, it's, taking the time to reflect on where you are in life, right? So with everything going on, what's been going on, what's still going on, everybody is in this deep reflection of reevaluating and reassessing. So when you take that time to go into self-reflection, you get to ask yourself a lot of questions that really only you can answer. And with those answers, you kind of chart a path for yourself. And everything that you do, all the actions you take, are they in alignment with that? So taking that time to really go into the self-reflection and understand your goals will help you to stay more on point.
I love that, Sharon. And I have a question for you. Who inspires you?
Oh my goodness. I don't know that the show is long enough, but let's tie that to knowledge and self-cultivation. Who inspires you? Do you know their story and learn their story? It's easy to see the success, but what was the road traveled that brought them there? What were the challenges? Because they all have them. And oftentimes it's not the challenge or the obstacle that stops us, it's our belief about that. So for me, the inspiration is in the road traveled. What did they overcome in spite of? When you have that story, when you understand what people went through to achieve the success we now see them having, which is why they're our inspiration, it helps to ground you in whatever the work is that you're doing to not allow the story around the setback or the obstacle to define whether or not you move forward.
Oh, I love that.
And it's fun. I'm glad you mentioned that because just yesterday, I know, Tracy, I know you had a question. It was like somebody was asking me that yesterday. I'm like, really just contemplating like who really does inspire you and how it affects how you move. And I'm like, I think really Jesus was a big inspiration for me and just how I move and how I just think. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I think that's a fantastic question, right? It really makes you go into that reflective space. So All right, we are all about implementation over here at the Connect. So what are some things that we can do on a regular basis to maintain a nice positive energy flow in our space?
Sure. So two things come to mind. One is just be mindful. Be mindful about what you're bringing into your space. What are you surrounded by when you're in whatever space you inhabit? When you look around, you should be looking at things that are loved and treasured, that bring up emotions of a vacation with a family or a day of shopping with girlfriends. Anything that really doesn't hold that energy, or worse, holds an energy that's a negative, right? I remember when I had a fight with somebody when I was sitting in that chair. It needs to go. So be mindful about what you surround yourself with. And then the other one is pretty obvious, but you need to keep your space clean and orderly. And that's why, decluttering is such a hot topic for most people. I'm not talking about the normal everyday mess that can happen as part of just life. I'm talking about areas that really reflect neglect, right? It's the drawers, the closets, the basements, the attic. They're like bursting with things that you probably haven't touched or needed in a long time, but it's not allowing the chi energy to flow. So it's all stuck. So those are the two things that I would say are really key to having an environment that really supports you.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Sharon, where can people find you?
Sure. Well, you can go to my social media page, which is on Instagram. It's Sharon_Radigan. And I really break down into layman's terms all that I just spoke to, because there's a lot of myths around Feng Shui. And I try to really break it down in a way that there's no mystery and it's accessible. Everybody feels they can practice it in their home and reap the rewards of it, because there are a lot of rewards.
Wow. Thank you so much. This has been wonderful, mind-blowing.